If you're looking for a weapon with quick and easy aim and can save your life on the battlefield and even be versatile at close range, then the SMG-11 Dragon could be the submachine gun you're looking for. What's going on, all you Ghost Recon Wildlands fans? Unpredictable 60 here, bringing you guys the next gun review in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Hope you guys have been watching and you're getting a lot of useful information from the previous videos. Today we're going to be looking at the submachine gun. That's just a sidearm, and we'll be looking at this today. Of course, I can't show off what actually goes into this weapon. I don't really think there's much to it besides the unique design that's on here and presented. It looks really cool for uniqueness and style, so if you guys want a cool looking SMG or just a cool sidearm to have, this is probably a good one to go with. It does have a magazine of 20, so if you guys are looking for a gun with high fire rate as your sidearm and also a weapon that has some pretty good versatility on the battlefield, then this is probably something you want to go with. Of course, this is no sniper rifle or even a assault rifle. You still have to use it at close range, not per se like a shotgun, because it kind of can go a little bit further than that. But I mean, this weapon is without silencer, and you guys can see its usefulness right here. It is still a very useful weapon at close range or even mid range. I wouldn't recommend anything over 100 meters though. This is something that I'd still recommend you use at close range, and it's just something I would say that could really save your life on the battlefield. If you need a secondary weapon to go to, if you have maybe an assault rifle and a sniper rifle as your main two, and then if you needed a third weapon just as something quickly to go to instead of a pistol, you can have this to where you can mow down your enemies without problems at all. Now, aside from uniqueness and design, let's talk about the damage for this weapon. It is an SMG, so the damage for this thing is fairly low. You would expect it to be somewhat higher, at least in the middle somewhere, but it's really kind of low, and I wouldn't recommend this for anything such as like taking down vehicles or helicopters or anything like that. One, the distance is just not there, and secondly, it's a 20 round clip, so it's really not something worth using in like a vehicle battle or anything like that. This is just for if you want to just run in and mow down a few people at a time, then I'd definitely recommend it that way. You can burst fire it, and it would still be useful in a burst fire situation, but like I said, you can't really edit this weapon, so it is as comes. I mean, the only thing you can really do is put a silencer on here, and that's about it. So I mean, there's not really much editing going on here. There's not much you can do to make this weapon any better than it already is. So that's why I was saying that you really don't want to use this in a vehicle situation or any kind of helicopter situation. It's really just not going to do anything for you. And like I said, the magazine, that's a thing that plays a huge effect into this. And as far as damage goes, I really don't even think that having the upgrade for the vehicle damage output would be anything worth using, because I mean, like I said, you won't be putting that many shots into your vehicle before you went down or even died if you were trying to utilize it for anything such as that. And even in this situation, you saw, since there's no real scope on here, you can't really see, you know, enemies, and if you can't mark them, of course, you know, you might be looking at a civilian, but you might even be looking at an enemy you weren't able to mark, but you wouldn't know that if you took the shot beforehand. So this weapon it's decent. I will say that it's decent. It's not something I would go with, but I could recommend it for someone who does play with this play style and wanted something like this just to get in there and get their hands dirty real fast and jump out of the situation. Now, effectiveness and range for this weapon, it's not really something I'd recommend trying to use at a long distance, because after at least, I'd say 90 meters, the accuracy for this weapon goes downhill, and you pretty much are just going to be spraying a circle or even shooting the person's outline. So it's really kind of hard to figure out the best way to use this thing. And like I said, if you're trying to do a breach and clear, or even just this weapon's mostly I would recommend using in a close range area or in like a breach and clear situation, or even just an enclosed area. That way you don't have to worry about your bullets going astray and hitting a civilian, or even just missing in general, wasting ammo, and just pretty much getting yourself more likely to go down. For those of you who want to play with a SMG or even want to try to go stealth with this thing, I mean, this is something I could recommend if you're wanting to use it for that aspect. It's pretty much almost the same as a pistol in my opinion, just because it is a sidearm, and you might as well consider it as such, because you're not really going to be doing too much damage when it comes to taking out a group of people with a submachine gun that only has a magazine of 20. Now, this is one of those situations where you say don't knock it till you try it, because I mean, these SMGs in this game are very underrated. People don't really go to using these things just because it is a sidearm, and it's not something that you would just go to have that as a go-to weapon. It's just something that it might catch your eye every once in a while. If you see a cooler looking one, it's not like something you'd be like, oh, I gotta find the quickest SMG, you know, something like that. But the submachine guns in this game are basically a primary weapon, if you want to consider it that. I don't know why this specific one isn't in that category for some reason, but even right here you guys can see this weapon is good for breaching and clearing, and you guys can witness that yourself and be the judge of it yourself and see just how useful this thing can be. But of course, this weapon's best used in third person, as any weapon that you might want to go inside of an enclosed building like this. Going in third person is probably your best option. But even this guy right here, you see how long it's taken to kill this one dude. He took a good bit of that clip, and it's like I said, it can save your life, or it can really be just that weapon that really stucks for you, just depending on how you use it. And I mean, it still proved very useful because it had him stunned, so it was very useful for him in this situation. So, you know, this weapon's, like I said, good for breach and clears and stuff like enclosed tight spaces, stuff like that. So you're basically going to get a good use out of this weapon. But I think I'm going to end it right here, just because I don't think there's much else I can really say for this weapon. If this was something that appealed to you, then I mean, this could be the weapon for you. You never know. You got to try it. And if you don't want to pay the money to try it, just check this video out, and you see, in most situations, it saves your life. He went down, of course, trying to take out multiple people at one time with this thing. It can save your life if you know what you're doing. And in other occasions, you might go down once or twice, but it is what it is. But thank you all for watching this video. If you all enjoyed this episode, then please go ahead and rate that like button. Go ahead and show your support by sharing this video and even subscribing for all you Ghost Recon Wildlands fans out there. If there's any comments or questions that need to be explained or said, or even asked questions about, leave them down below in the comment section, and I will make sure that I get to you as soon as I can. And if you guys want to mention anything else that I haven't, then go ahead and let me know that as well. But until next time, guys, this has been your broadcast. Unpredictable is out.